Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tara's Daily Insight. My name is Mitchell, and it is Sunday, December the 30th, 2012. And I'm extremely excited today because we are doing the full spread. I know many of you have been waiting for this, and I tell you, I know the destination, but I don't know how we're going to get there today. So I'm kind of excited. I've gone over in my mind how I want this to happen today, and it's going to be a long video, so sit in. My prediction is 12 and a half minutes. So basically, the fools, and first of all, let me set the intention. So I set the intention today for healing. I set the intention for confirmation because a lot of times that's what you're going to get out of any reading is confirmation of what you already know, and also guidance. So when things like I just said, I know the destination, I know where I want to end up, but I don't know how to get there. So that's where the guidance can help. So let me start by saying when I was taught the full spread, and a spread is simply just you setting an intention about how you want to get information. If it's a daily 3-card spread, you're setting the intention that you're going to use 3 cards to give yourself some insight into the day. And it may be 3 cards that represent morning, midday, and evening, or it could be 3 cards that represent the overall day. So what I'm doing is I'm going to set the intention today using what I call the Fool's Spread to find out about 2013 for the collective us. So that those that watch this video, and also by the end of this year, by the end of next year, 2013, I feel like the subscribers and viewership of this is going to be at least quadrupled. Right now, I'm getting about 80 to 100 a day, so I predict that it'll be close to 400 or 500 by the end of next year. So for you guys tuning in, maybe way late because you'll probably reference back to this day when you go into the full spread, because I'm going to label this the full spread so that we can always kind of reference back to it. Also, Spirit kind of guided me to once the cards are set for the months, because we'll have 1 card per month for 2013. I'm going to create a photo album on my either my fan page or my personal page. I think I can do it on both, but I'll probably do it on the personal page, which is facebook.com Intuitive Messenger. My fan page is Intuitive Mitchell. So I'm going to create an album there with the Fool and then the 12 cards that represent 2013. And then I was also led that at the first day of each month, I will pull the original card for that month out and utilize maybe 3 or 5 cards to elaborate on that month. So today you're just going to get an overview of 2013, 1 card per month, and I'm going to go over that. And I'm going to try to speak slowly because I am excited, as you can tell. And I do worry about time because I want you guys to be able to view this at your convenience. So first, let me start by saying when you do a regular full spread, those of you who are working with tarot cards on your own, Daniel, Laura, you know who you are, and other people out there who purchase them, what I want to say is you pull out the full card first of all. So I have it out. I still have my deck all intact, all the other 77 cards. And then you're going to draw 12 cards randomly out of the deck, which represent 1 per month. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to kind of tell you how to do the full spread for a client or for yourself in a typical year or time frame of a year. But I'm going to tell you how we're doing it today. So I'm putting the full card off to the side. And let me dive back in. So if you have your cards, grab them now. It's a good time for you to do this as well. You can do this on your own. It'll be fun to see how it matches up, or you come back and just do it. So, shuffle, shuffle. If they fly out, I put them back. If they fly out, I put them back. So right now I'm going to go through and I fan the cards, and I'm just going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm trying not to let you see them. 10, 11, and 12. So I've pulled out 12 random cards. So they are here in this mini little deck, 12 random cards. If you're going to do a full spread for somebody like a client, then what you do is you take the full card and put it back in. So now you have a little deck of 13 cards, and that's the full spread. And what you're going to do, I'm pulling the full card back out. And then what you're going to do with the full card for your client is you're going to shuffle all 13 cards up. And so then the Fool's getting mixed up in there. So the 13 cards are being shuffled together. And then you will lay them down in order of like 13 cards side by side. Wherever the Fool falls, that is right now. So the card just to the right of it will be the month before you, and then the card before that will be 2 months ago, 3 months ago. The card just to the left, as you're reading, the card just to the left of the Fool, excuse me, that's the right. I'm a teacher, so I'm doing right to left. So the card just to, as you're reading from left to right. I told you, I know the destination, people. So as you're reading from left to right, wherever the Fool falls, to the left is the past, to the right is the future. So, and they represent 1 month. So the interesting thing, first time I ever did the Fool spread for myself, I'm shuffling, 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 and I kept thinking, I know right where the Fool is going to fall. And I knew the Fool was going to fall at the end of the spread. Sure enough, as I laid down all 13 cards, the Fool was the last card to be laid out. So it was the final card. So the reason I knew that is because I knew Spirit at that time was not going to show me anything in the future, but only where I've been at that time. And I don't think I've ever done the Fool spread since then, because I think for me it just told me I don't need to know what's coming down the pike, especially with the spread. But for clients, if the card falls like around the fourth card, so then I have 3 months to look into their past, and then 9 months of what's going on in the future. So that's kind of fun. So that's how you would do the Fool spread for your client. 6.5 minutes. So now with you today, what we're going to do is the Fool is going to be the first card. So I'm going to, once again, I'm going to shuffle these with the intention setting in my mind and out loud with you guys that these 12 cards are going to represent the next 12 months. Ooh, one fell out. Putting it back in. It was a Justice card. Let's find out where that happens. So they are good and shuffle. Let me tilt this just a little bit. So I'm going to set these down in front here, and I'm going to pull one at a time so I can keep track. So our Fool is the beginning. It's a 0. This is where we start our year. So this is the final month of 2012. So right now we're at square one with a clean slate. So I'm setting that down. So for January, the overview, the 5 of Cups. Interesting, I'm feeling a lot of hangovers. But the 5 of Cups overall is generally 5 is dynamic, Cups are emotional. So the overall kind of feel of January is going to be, and I'm hearing credit card debt, I'm hearing, you know, the overeating that went on. So there's a lot of emotional upset for a lot of people. It's the after the party letdown. For those of you who have ever done and been in any kind of theater, when you finally have closing night, you just don't know what to do with yourself for the next week because you've been such a family with all these people. So I'm getting that feeling of you've been visiting with family, you've been on vacation, it's back to the regular grind. And the cool thing is now on Tuesday, which is the 1st, I will draw this card back out and then pull 3 or 5 cards to reference how we can utilize the energy of this card and the other cards to have either a better outcome, or if we like being sad, lonely, and feeling a little down, then you can hang on to that intention. So I will use this on January 1st. So January card has a feeling of just nostalgia, a little bit of sadness, maybe some regret as well over what you spent, what you ate over the holidays. So January. And for February, Knight of Cups. I like that we're having a cup theme here because this is showing me just a little more uplifting. The Knight is quick and fast moving, doesn't take long to recover from January, and we're going to definitely dive back in. I'm seeing the blue on the card too, so I think we're going to learn overall to speak up a little bit more for ourselves. I feel like energetically, it's going to be easier for people to speak their truth and be their authentic self in this month, especially. And with love. It's, you know, Valentine's Day, so the whole month kind of has a feeling of love attached to it from our society. So for March, my birthday month, yay, 2 of Cups. So we've totally got a cup theme here. And so the 2 of Cups, 2 is dynamic. Oh, that's nice coming after Valentine's month. So there'll probably be some romance going on in March. So as you can see, the lovers in the cup here, these are the lovers from the lover card reflected. And also watch the little crab down here. You never know what's sneaking up behind you. But the 2 is feminine, excuse me, and very passive, receptive. The cup's again emotional. So this is going to be it's going to be a very calm, relaxed month. For I think overall, probably not a lot going on in the news and society. And I think we'll have an enjoyable month. So that's March. Let's see what April brings us. April, a lot of hard work. So this is the Nine of Wands. As you can see, we're shifting now into wands, a little more dynamic, a little more masculine, a little more fiery. Goes along with the blue winter months into the kind of more hot, fiery months, especially in the U.S., especially in Florida, where I'm from. But this card, nine, dynamic and masculine. Wands, very masculine and dynamic as well. I love the moon up there because there's a little bit of influence there with the feminine. So with this card, it's hard work, but there's still enough strength to do what you need to do. So this is April. So we got April going on. And May, moving into more masculine world as well. The Nine of Swords. So interesting though, we've got two nines back to back. So from April to May, we've got two nines back to back. And nines are our endings of the numerical cycle. So this card is often about a little bit of worry. In this card, she is not quite as worried as a lot of decks, especially Rider-Waite. It's more terrified, sleepless nights. Swords are masculine and dynamic. The number 9 is a dynamic one as well. So it will be a very powerful month. And interesting, I get a sense of family worry and frustration in this month as an overall. So I'd be curious to see what the overall viewers say when we get to May. So, and I'm making sure I remember the months here. So January, February, March, April, May for sure. May, and then let's see what June brings. June is the ending of things. So this is the death card, number 13, but 13 boils down to a 4, which is very peaceful. This is, for me, the moment I pulled this up, I thought, all right, we've got a lot of kids graduating, going off to college, or ending in the college years. So it's not necessarily about death. Feels like the ending of chapters for me, especially for kids, especially for those 18 and 22, 4-year-olds. So it'll be interesting to see what June brings within the realms of endings and the finiteness of things in life. I will say life, because there is a possibility that there could be some actual death wrapped around this month as well for some people. But it definitely feels more like the ending of chapters, like I said, for kids. So that was June. So shifting into July for the rest of the year, and I'm coming up on my 12.5-minute mark. I'm going to pass it. So this is July. 7 of Swords. 7, very dynamic and masculine, same as the Swords. This card, I will often say, is about sometimes people kind of being in and around your life, and they kind of rob you of your mental energy, which they can't really rob you of it. You have to give them permission to take it, or you have to invest your energy in them and their drama. So the month of July is going to feel like there's going to be a little bit more worry and drama, kind of echoing what was the month before that, May. Yeah, so that was like in May. So May and July are going to kind of have some of the similar feels in that sense. So we'll be interested to see that. So that was July. August, one of my favorite months. More swords. This is interesting. We're kind of getting a nice echo here, because this card number, the 6 of Swords, when I think I've said this before, but when I used to read for Universal Studios here in Orlando, Florida, they told us to take out the death card because they didn't want people seeing death while they're on vacation. But this card could also represent the ending of that, because she's ending things and moving on to something better. The 6 is a little passive and feminine, and then the swords are dynamic. So it's very, very calm. I don't know if you can see the ferryman back here taking her across. This is always my Phantom of the Opera Christine Dyer card. But there are definitely going to be some more endings, and I feel like it's going to be more about ending of mental worry and frustration for a lot of people in that month, and that is August. So August. And also this is when school starts back up, vacations are over, a lot of people come back to normalcy, especially in the United States. All right, so August, moving into September, more swords. Wow, a lot of swords and cups. So the Knight of Swords, we take off, we take flight, we move quickly. Very dynamic, very logical thinkers here. I'm keeping this one short and sweet, don't know why. So that's our September. October. October, more quick, fast movement. This is the number 7, very dynamic. This is our Chariot. A lot of times this card is about making choices and figuring out what they are and getting to them very quickly. A lot of decks have a black and a white horse, meaning things are very black and white, cut one way or the other. I only imagine what my eyes look like just then. So the Chariot for October is going to be very quick and fast, and we're starting to move into the holiday season again. I know it's weird talking about that a year from now. So October, November. So there's our justice card. So in November, things are going to come back into balance for a lot of people. Definitely feel like there's going to be a lot of justice going on. So a lot of finishing of contracts, a lot of settling of disputes. And this is interesting because this is 11 and it's also the 11th month. And that's kind of cool. And today's an 11 if you add up all the numbers of the day, month, and year. So definitely going to be a neat month in the realms of master number 11. The month is 11 and great coming back into balance. And finally, drum roll, December of next year, Queen of Cups. So coming back into a much more emotional, balanced place. And how did we start off this year? Yeah, so let me just remind you, this is how we started off the year. And look how we're ending the year. So a much more stable and balanced place by the end of the year. So I really, really like that. But our Queen of Cups, she is a great mother, a loving mother. She has mastered her emotions. She's got it all together. And she loves to share that with people. And she's a hugger, she's a kisser, she's a wrap your big arms around and hold on to you kind of a mother and grandmother. So it's kind of a cool way to end off next year, 2013. So with all that being said, we went through 12 months. Use your full spread however you see fit. If you're doing a reading for yourself, remember you can throw the Fool into the 12 randomly selected cards and find out where your starting point is, the now, the present, and all the cards to the left are the past, and all the cards to the right are the future. And each card represents a month. You can even do the full spread as a daily spread. So this is where you get to set your own intentions. Say you want to do 30 days of what's going on in your life. You can draw 30 cards, grab the Fool, and find out what 30 days are going to be. And you can either set the Fool intentionally at the beginning or the end, or put it random and find out what Spirit's got for you. So I think that's about it. Have a wonderful day. If you're watching this on Sunday, December the 30th, tonight, Jamie the Psychic and I will be on our Blog Talk radio show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will get this album posted as soon as I can so that that way you can see the pictures more fully. And then the first day of each month of 2013, I will pull the card back out that we just pulled and draw 3 to 5 cards to tack onto it for a month overview. So basically, we've got a tiny little sliver of what each month is going to be like, and then the beginning of each month, I'll dig in a little bit deeper. So I hope you had a wonderful day, and I will chat with you guys soon. Have a good one. 17 minutes, 45 seconds.